Good afternoon and welcome to my channel, Redbone and Rice. I am a Redbone. I'm so glad that you tuned in this week for our message, and I can promise you that this will be a really short message today. The reason being, there are two reasons. Number one, it's Tuesday afternoon, it's a rainy day, it's just Tuesday, and I've already had a very, I won't say difficult week, but it's had some challenges so far, and we're 2 days in. So I have decided that I earned a red velvet cupcake because I have been really good for the last month, very disciplined with my eating and really minimizing sugar intake and watching my carbs. And so I've decided I'm gonna have a red velvet cupcake from my favorite spot because it's $2 cupcake day, and I've earned it. I deserve it. And the other reason our topic this is going to be a short video is because the topic is about a very short word, and that word is no. The art of saying no. That's the message today. So a lot of times, I think we have a tendency to overextend ourselves. We have a tendency to try to be super men and super women, which I am not interested in being anybody's super anything. And we feel like, I think we fall into this trap where we think by saying yes, it's making us good people. It's allowing us an opportunity to get in heaven. Well, you know what? I don't believe God cares about our good deeds if we're not doing them with the right heart or the right intention or motive. And so a lot of times people will say yes to everything because they think that's the way to get close to God. They think that's the way to get approval from other people. They think that's the way to be accepted. Well, I'm here to tell you that no is a regular part of my vocabulary, and I probably use it multiple times a day. And I am very protective of my boundaries and my space. And some people might even say I'm a little bit selfish. I'm a little bit selfish. I am selfish with my time. I want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. I don't want anyone imposing on my time. Now, are there times when I'm going to make sacrifices? Yes. Are there times when I'm going to do something just to be helpful? Yes. But I'm never going to do anything because I need attention from other people or I'm trying to get close to a person. What I do when I serve, I'm doing it because I genuinely want to, and I'm not looking for any additional benefits. I know people who say that they're saying yes comes from a place of caring, and I don't know that I really believe that all the time. I just think there are some people who just don't know how to say no, and it's not healthy to say yes to everything. You know, I'm going to go back to the ex-fiance because that was a really special situation. And he had a really hard time saying no. I know he called off the wedding, but he didn't have a hard time saying no to me, did he? But he called off the wedding, so that's a whole nother story again. But he had a hard time saying no to people. So he had a hard time saying no to his mother. He had a hard time saying no to people at work. He had a hard time saying no to people at our church. And y'all, he is genuinely a good person and a likable guy. And he didn't want to say no to people. He just felt like he wasn't raised to say no. He was supposed to do whatever was asked of him. I get it, but that's not me. And so he would get upset with me because when we were members at this church in Columbia, he would get upset with me because I wouldn't say yes. And he'd be running around church and, you know, running around after work trying to take care of things for the church. And he'd say to me, Angie, you don't ever say yes to anything. And I don't understand. And I would just sit there and I would look at him, slow blink. And I would say, and that's the problem. You say yes to everything. You need to learn to say no to some stuff. And so saying no doesn't mean you're not compliant or you're not willing. I think you just have to set some healthy boundaries. But I also think it gives us time to rest. And sometimes we're so busy being busy that we don't know how just to sit and think, about situations, process things, meditate, or even to be with ourselves. And we can't say no, because sometimes we don't even want to be with ourselves. We are not comfortable with who we are. And so we don't want to spend time with us or getting to know us. And let me tell you, I told y'all before, I have been journaling since 1992. The first time I wrote any entry in that journal, I had no clue how to be transparent with myself. And I struggled the first few entries just writing. I was like, oh, this sounds horrible. Like, this is so honest. I can't write this. But after several months, you learn to tell your truth, whatever your truth is. And so I think having kept a journal all these years has allowed me to be able to learn I can't even say I learned to say no. No's always been in my vocabulary, even as a child. So learning when, where, and how to say my no, but being firm and committed to my no are things that I still practice. And so, as a kid, I was willful. I got whooped, and some of that sometimes was because I'd say no to my mother, and it wasn't so much I said no, it's how I said the no, and I would get popped in the mouth or get popped on the behind. And I didn't know how to communicate it at that time, but since then I have learned how. But when I say no, you can believe that I mean no. And my no means no, and my yes means yes. And I don't do anything that I do not want to do. And we need to practice that. We need to practice saying no. No to situations at work, no to situations with our families, no to situations with our friends. I am not interested in overcommitting or under-delivering. I'm not interested in giving you less than my best. I'm not interested in giving you mediocre instead of excellence. And so we just need to learn to say no. So I encourage you today to practice the art of saying no, and to maybe try saying it at least once a day. That's all I'm asking. So, having said that, I'm not going to say no to my cupcake. And in fact, I'm going to be signing off and I'm going to get my cupcake. Thank you for joining me at Red Bone and Rice, and I'll see you guys next time.